Yeah, I know. It was absolutely otherworldly to see the French winning at something. It was amazing.
Right. So en français, everybody. You're looking at the beautiful Mike Langworthy Theater located deep inside the Colorado Comedy Show's virtual event center. This is just Mike's temporary theater as we're building his real theater. So
yeah, it's true.
Just enjoy the luxury, but don't get too attached. There's just something more special coming up.
Well, this is really a kind of theater that mostly it's an opera theater, and I decided to use it because it speaks to me.
Right.
And why it failed as an opera theater, because that's music.
Right.
It only speaks, it doesn't sing. You see, Sid, opera is a thing that we have in the Western world where people sing and then don't rob a bank and then don't in a chaste way with somebody else. Oh, yourself.
Off of last week. Folks, you got to tune in week to week. Keep track of the podcast.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Catherine, you missed the setup to the punchline that I try to do setups one week, punchlines the next.
Right. And so welcome to Punchline Week, everybody. Setup week will be next week, but this week.
This way I make sure I don't get any laughs ever.
Right.
I just do the punchline, nobody's going to laugh. You see, what I'm trying to explain is you need both. For you kids that are just starting out, Jeffrey, write this down. So someday when you start writing jokes for your own, you just make sure that you put these setups and the punchline right next to each other. Set up first, Jeffrey. That's key. Then the punchline.
Just to be sure, you said set up first.
The setup comes first.
Okay.
Then
all right. This was like setting a table.
Setup. This is the simplest way. Take my wife. Setup. Please. Punchline.
Wow.
See?
I feel like I'm on inside the actor's studio.
Did you just write that joke, by the way? Did you just write that joke?
Now, you don't do this. Don't do this, Jeff, ever. Or Bruce, any of you. Don't ever do this. Catherine, you might, stay muted because you have kind of a funny laugh and it creeps some of the people out. Anyway, what I was going to say was, you don't want to do this. Take my wife. My wife drives me crazy. You don't do that's two setups in a row.
Right.
You don't want to do this. You don't want to do please, because that's either asking for sex or the beginning of any one of James Brown's lyrics. But what I'm trying to say is two punchlines in a row don't work any better than two setups in a row.
The way Mike sets up a solid wall of comedy, that's why they call him the Jackie Mason of comedy.
Dead just a day. It's still funny.
What was I going to do? Do you think I was going to wait a week on that one, or
no? I didn't think you were going to wait a week on that.
Try to fire that one in.
With a life expectancy like yours, I wouldn't expect you to.
Right.
And today's your birthday, so they say it's your birthday anyway. Well, it's my birthday too.
Right. August 9th is your birthday, and we'll be celebrating that.
No, August 9th.
Sorry, August 10th.
August 9th is the day that they dropped the bomb on Nagasaki.
Right.
That's how I keep track of my birthday. I was born the day after that.
Right.
Not the same year. Not the same year. I try to gear all of the things that I try to keep track of in terms of when a bomb was dropped on Japan during the end of World War II. Like, for instance, my daughter was born just 11 months after they dropped the bomb on Nagasaki, September 9th, you see. Or, 1 month before, depending, or 1 month after, I should say. I think you know what I'm trying to say.
Right.
What I'm trying to say is I don't know the months of the year.
Are these setups the punchlines?
Thank you.
Here's the problem. I can never tell because people laugh so much at both my setups and my punchlines. I've never really been able to tell which was which. Just when you're just naturally funny, this kind of stuff happens. Hey, are we starting the show at any time soon?
I thought I introduced you a while ago, but we've started the show.
Well, you did say my name, but
We're in the
just
middle
thought
of
that was
the show. I'll give you
that's what
even
you were
more.
reminding me.
Right.
Um,
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what you've been watching and will continue to be watching, no matter how many times we introduce it tonight, is possibly the greatest comedy show anywhere on Zoom on a Monday night at 8 p.m. within the Denver time zone thing. And without further ado, and a little bit later than normal, would you please welcome Mike Langworthy? ladies and
Yes, thank
gentlemen.
you.
Mike,
Yeah.
I did a comedy show over the weekend with Chuck, and it was kind of fun. It was at a brewery, and
we went to a place.
yeah, it was a place. Apparently, there's a city ordinance in Denver that if you're going to start a brewery, you have to put picnic tables in the back. I don't know why.
Right.
It has to do with the beer. I don't know why people do that. I personally prefer a chair. I have 2 artificial hips. It takes me about 8 minutes to get into a sitting position on a picnic table, and about 4 minutes to get out, mostly because gravity will just, So anyway, I just mentioned my daughter's birthday a minute ago, and I just thought I would say, before we get into the actual jokes, that her birthday's coming up in a couple of months. And I don't know. I didn't have the same experience of parenthood that a lot of people had. I don't. They say, I don't know who they are, but apparently they're supposed to be geniuses, that when you have a child, a new chamber in your heart opens that you didn't even know you had, that makes you able to love in a way that you were never able to love before. I guess if Chuck had children, it would make him able to love women. I don't know. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is it's total bullshit. I don't know if you have any kids, any of you out there, but it's complete bullshit. When my kid was born, they gave me the baby. It was supposed to be my honor to give the baby its first bath. So I take the baby into the room where the little baby bathtub is, and I'm washing the baby, and I'm looking at this kid, and I'm saying, great, now I got to keep this thing alive. I never had a goldfish that lasted a month when I was a kid. My backyard was the Arlington National Cemetery of Pet Rodents. We actually had an honor guard. We had an honor guard of gerbils in tiny Marine Corps uniforms guarding the tomb of the unknown hamster in my backyard. But I'm supposed to keep a child alive. And incidentally, what they don't tell you is that a child's only job from the time it's born until, well, my oldest one is 27 now and it hasn't stopped yet. My only job that a child has is try to kill itself. And your job is to somehow, hey, what's this, Dad? It's an electrical wire. Put it down. There's no matter what, all they try to do is kill themselves. You're supposed to protect them. And apparently there's some kind of bond that's supposed to take place between a parent and a child that makes you not want them to kill themselves. And I don't know what that bond is. I never experienced it. I realized, fortunately, I'm a lawyer, so I understand a little bit about, homicide. So I've managed to keep the kids alive when they were children. But primarily it was fear of jail time. I'll be honest with you. Anyway, just letting you know that those are things that occurred to me when I was contemplating my daughter's birthday while listening to her at her music recital kick ass on a couple of songs.
Oh, that's good.
She absolutely kicked ass. The grandmother of one of the other people in the recital walked up to my wife and said, "Boy, your daughter has a great set of pipes." And I really felt vindicated because I argued a lot with my wife about taking those bagpipes with us to the recital. Won the argument, and then it was like, you see, people notice. People notice. So anyway, our first act tonight, usually I put everybody, in the public part of the chat. We may just I guess I'll still do that, but I was going to say I don't have to do that. Anyway, we got a guy here tonight who's come a lot of times, and he's often like our last guy because he's so patient and he's so willing to be flexible about the times that he can be on a show. But tonight I'm going to put him on first, and then the next person after him will be Sid Bishnu. But our first act is going to be Bruce Lipsky, so clap a lot for Bruce Lipsky, please.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Could you just do that,
Bruce.
please? Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, what I meant to say was, hey, Bruce Lipsky, everybody.
Hey, don't be so excited. Yeah.
Hey,
You're talking about kids, Mike. I very rarely tell this story. I actually grew up in upstate New York. I was born and raised there, and I got circumcised by a country doctor.
Really?
Yeah, his name was Moyle Haggard.
Hello.
Yeah. You're talking about kids. I remember when my son was 13 years old, I caught him playing with a deck of cards with naked women on it. And I said, son, what kind of games would you play with that? He says, lots of solitaire.
Yeah.
And I always thought the noise is coming from his room because he was playing with his other joystick.
Oh, the joke is better with ladies and gentlemen at the end.
Yeah, and he, recently he came home after working out and he said, Dad, I need my clothes washed. I said, do it yourself. We have a new washing machine. So he's down in the basement. He says, what do I set the machine on? I said, what does it say in your sweatshirt? He yelled back and says, Nike. That's the genius I'm raising. He's actually an art major, and his specialty is cartooning. But lately, he's been failing in his grades. I got a letter from school saying if he doesn't get his act together, they're going to put him in suspended animation.
Hello.
Wow.
Yeah, but I remember when I was a kid, his age, and at the time 12 or 13, I was in high school, and in order to pass gym, we had to take swimming. And I got to the class the first day, and I said to the teacher, where's my swimsuit? Where's my Speedo? The teacher looked at me and said, Speedo, how about speed? No, it's a naked swimming class. He said, son, your birthday suit is your bathing suit. And I said, I hope you don't teach woodshop this way. Imagine being 14 years old, having to do forced skinny dipping among all your classmates. But back then, I barely had eyebrows. I think back then, if I think about now, it's probably that we were shooting the pilot for that show, Naked and Afraid. Because believe me, I was naked and very afraid. Nowadays, if we tried doing that, probably no suit would equal lawsuit. But in the class, this is true, we played water polo. And I'd be in the corner of the pool, the teacher would yell, hey, Lipsky, protect your nets, protect your nets. I'd say, the hell with that, I'm trying to protect my nuts.
Mm.
But the good news is I learned to be an excellent one-handed swimmer. And the competitions, I held my own. But the real beauty of this class is I learned to really get it on with the women. Really got a lot of confidence, especially when I learned the breaststroke behind the bleachers with Mary Lou Zabrinsky. He was hot. And, talking about Chuck having his birthday, Chuck is so old. He used to be in his house. If he had a leak, he'd call a plumber. Now he calls his urologist.
Hello.
Oh, that's
And he's
old.
$50 cheaper.
Thank you.
Yes.
Lipsky.
He's at the point in his life where his foam mattress has a better memory than he does. And he was telling me the other day that he used to keep his hair stiff. He used to use a product called Vitalis. Now to keep things stiff, he uses like Cialis.
Yeah.
He's at the point in his life where he changes the batteries in his nose-head trimmer more often than he does in his TV remote. And during COVID, he's watched a lot of TV. He told me also he was into film and photography. He used to do a lot of developing of film using his Polaroid. Now at his age, the only thing he's developing are hemorrhoids.
Hello.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Chuck. You know,
That sits a little wrong with me.
exactly. But you know, I do give it for Chuck. You know, and I think Mike was talking about alcohol earlier, and if he wasn't, I'm going to talk about it anyway. Did you know there's a tribe in Africa that's been distilling gin for 300 years?
Oh,
Just came up with a new recipe. They're using elephant feces as part of the recipe now. This is true. They say because the elephants, when they eat, they don't digest everything right away, and it takes some time, and all these botanicals enhances the flavor. So they had a contest, and Chuck won first prize on this. He named it Shit-Faced. What really got me, Chuck is so smart. It comes with old age, you know. He decided that they should actually start another brewing process and make a soft drink out of monkey pee. And they're going to name it Dr. Pepper.
Hello.
Yeah, I'll end on that one. But happy birthday, Chuck.
Oh, thank you so much, Bruce. Oh, that was awesome.
My pleasure. Uh-huh.
See what he did there, Mike?
Bruce Lipsky.
Funny.
Yeah, Bruce.
So, who did I say was next? Sid, right?
I believe
Yes.
Sid. Yes.
Yeah, Sid. It was Sid. That elephant joke was a little truncated.
Wow.
See, that's how you do a pun. That's how you do a pun, my friend.
Oh,
I'm saying that to Chuck, and I think he knows why.
tell that to Moyle Haggard.
Right. I forgot all
Moyle
my
Haggard was good. Moyle Haggard carries around a small little satchel that he uses to keep the foreskins in when he's done.
Yeah. My wife is actually the first woman to become a Moyle.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, they call her a female.
Do they? She was made from
Mike,
she
you
was
walked right
made
into that
from
one,
a rib
Mike.
of a male Moyle.
Right. That joke cuts deep.
The first cut is the deepest. So anyway, this is the second week in a row when I've taken 10 minutes to introduce Sid. I'm sorry about that, Sid.
I don't mean to cut this
You're very
short.
patient. And fortunately, it's early in the morning for you, so you can.
Here's a dick joke. And now here's Sid.
Anyway, in our bicontinental show.
Right, Mike, is there someone you wanted to introduce next? And I wouldn't want to stall that. I don't want to delay.
No,
the
the last thing we would want to do is take too much time to introduce our next comedian.
Want to make sure you're headed in the direction.
Take all the air out of the room when you don't just get right to it. That's why I always make a point of bringing the guy right up.
Yeah, that's what we're known for.
Yes, Chuck, we're known for
stage time.
It would hurt our reputation if we didn't do it that way.
Right.
So we would be the last two people in the world that would just delay the introduction of a comedian. Especially when it's so interesting that the next comedian comes from another continent.
Right, Mike.
You'd think it was Europe because it's the closest continent to us. But no, it's not. It's not Europe. It's not even it's really almost a continent in itself. That's why they call it the subcontinent.
Right.
A lot of people think because submarines are made there, but that's not it. It's because it's below Asia, but it's somehow part of Asia at the same time.
Yeah, but now that you mention it, where are submarines made?
Bristol, Connecticut, as a matter of fact. That's a good thing to know. Also Norfolk. And you know what? The women in Norfolk, they don't drink, they don't smoke Norfolk.
Yeah.
Ancient song. And hey, from an ancient land, please welcome Sid Bishnu.
Thank you so much. I mean,
your time's up. Your time's up. Sorry.
Oh, thank you so much. And that's been my time, guys.
Sid Bishnu. Alan Enlow has been trying to take over this fucking show since the day he got here. I'm not gonna let him. You keep talking, man. You keep talking.
You can't do anything.
Sid Bishnu, everybody.
Sid Bishnu.
Thank you so much, guys.
None of this came out of your time.
That's all right. I mean, anyways, I have very short set for today. But that was such a huge welcome for me. Like never been welcomed like that. Anyways, that definitely lasted longer than how I lasted in my bed. Talking about sleep, guys, I sleep very less. Just talking about sleep. Yeah. But here's the thing. I love traveling, right? And because of that, I go to the airports. And I always tend to reach the airports 4 hours early. And I'm not even a dad.
Shut up.
Like I started reaching airports so early, my dad started mocking me. The other day I was coming back from my home, right? And I had to take this flight. My dad just walks up to me and says, "Hey dude, chill. Your flight's tomorrow." Yeah. But here's the thing, I love the airports, and when I go there, I have so much grown up to be like a dad right now. Like I get my coffee, and if the waiter says, "Would you like a croissant with that?" I'm like, "Of course not. I'm not gonna pay like 200 rupees for a sweet bread." Like I just get the coffee, right? And sometimes I carry coffee from home. Yeah, but once I'm in the flight, sometimes I just pray in my mind that this flight should crash right away. Not because I'm depressed, but because of the people around me. The people around me are so stupid. And being an Indian, they are so noisy. Like once I was flying, and this old guy next to me, as soon as the flight takes off, he just lays back and snores loudly. Like he's so loud, the plane's engine sound was drawn out. I for a moment thought that, okay, the engine stopped and we are gonna crash. Like he was so loud, the baby behind us said, "Fuck, I'm not gonna scream today. This guy has taken my spot." Yeah. And suddenly the pilot comes up with an announcement. "Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We are facing turbulence. Please keep seated and have your seatbelts on." The plane starts shaking, right? And it's shaking violently. We are fearful, like we are scared that we might crash. I'm happy inside, but the others are scared. The dude next to me is still sleeping. For a moment, I thought he is dead. I almost got up and was about to say, "Is there a doctor here?" But the air hostess just said, "Hey, sir, please sit down. Please sit down. Please be seated." Anyways, I sat down, right? This dude was not dead. And we land at the airport. Now, when you land, you reach the baggage counter, right? And that's another place I absolutely love. It's lovely to see, the baggage being carried away from you. It's so beautiful. I wish it could also carry my emotional baggages. But here's the thing. Once your emotional baggage is on that carousel, it goes away, takes a turn, and comes back to you.
Yeah.
And that sucks even more. I tried losing my emotional baggage at the airport, guys. Like I tried losing them by getting a one-way ticket for them. The luggage found its way back to me. I tried losing it at the customs. My therapist found it. And I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, so basically my emotional baggages are back with me, and that results in me not sleeping much at night. So my friend suggested, "Hey, Sid, why don't you try counting sheep?" Now here's the problem with that, one, I can't count sheep because I'm bad at math, number one. And number two, the sheep appear so tasty, I end up eating them. So now my sheep guy is angry. He does not send any more sheep to my dreams for me to count. So I started counting cows now. And that's been my time, guys. You guys have been amazing. Back to your host, Mike. Thank you.
All right, Sid.
Sid Bishnu, ladies and gentlemen. And speaking of ladies, and not at great length, Chuck, our next performer is someone who's been here a few times and really makes me laugh. I know she'll make you laugh too. So let's have a round of applause for Catherine Shea. Catherine Shea.
Hey, Catherine.
Hi, everybody. I'm Catherine Shea. I'm from a long line of moms, and I'm a good mom. I've got a teenager, 2 dogs, and I once rode in an elevator with Florence Henderson.
Oh my God.
I was 8. I was 8. And once the word is out that Mrs. Brady Bunch wants to adopt me, I'm the most popular kid in Mrs. Labriazo's 2nd grade class. Riding in an elevator with America's favorite TV mom taught me everything. And that's why my friends today still come to me for advice. They want to know excuse me. They want to know why I'm so lucky in love, but luck has nothing to do with it. It's math. They say a woman my age is more likely to get hit by lightning than meet a man. But I did the math. And if I get hit by lightning, I'm guaranteed to meet a man. One friend worries that I won't survive the lightning strike. Who do you think you are? She says. Wonder Woman? Wonder Woman and I do have a lot in common. She's single. I'm single. She dates a World War II fighter pilot named Steve. I've dated guys named Steve. People get upset when a relationship is over. I don't get upset. I get excited because I get to fall in love again and again and again. That's why I love falling in love. And that's why I decided to never get married. Though I had offers, like the one guy who got down on one knee, asked me to be part of his fellowship and handed me a box set of Lord of the Rings. Director's list. The ones that get away. It's not hard dating as a single parent if you know how to multitask. Last night, I'm out to dinner with my child, and the waiter comes up and says, I'm Rob Pattinson. I'll be taking care of you tonight. Ooh, I know you will. Have a seat. And I did the math, and Rob is finally old enough for me to have feelings for him without it being creepy.
That's a relief.
What?
But I don't want a younger man. For the same reason people don't get a Jack Russell Terrier. It's too much work. Have you ever been stuck in the house with a young man who has a case of the Zoomies? You know, around the living room.
Right.
Exhausting. I prefer a man who's been kicked to the curb by at least 3 different women and barely has any fight left in him. My married friends even ask me for advice. One friend called me up very upset. She and her husband are driving home from the movies, and he says he wants a divorce. What do I do? She says. I said, don't get upset. Get excited. Get excited to fall in love and get better at picking a movie. I live in Boulder, and Boulder parenting is so wholesome. Boulder parents want their kids to do wholesome things. In art class, my child made me a beautiful organic pasta necklace. And I know it was organic because I ate it. One day I get a call, I'm at work and I get a call from school. My 11-year-old forgot her lunch. Miss Shea, namaste. Your child forgot her midday meal. Please, bike over with her bento box. I don't have a bento box, but I do the math. And she's got enough quarters in her backpack to get a Snickers from the vending machine. Miss Shea, this is Boulder. There are no vending machines. They don't properly store raw goat milk. She's just going to have to skip a meal. Miss Shea, as I said, this is Boulder. And unless you get here with that goddamn bento box, I've got the entire 5th grade class and their parents in the cafeteria holding a candlelight vigil. What am I supposed to do? Check with the art teacher. She's got some delicious organic pasta. My child is a teenager now. And it's hard raising a teenager because they think they can do everything better than you can. My child thinks she can give herself a better name. I spent a lot of time picking that name. She can't give it away like Simul Tuoy. So I do what Florence Henderson would do. I take it back. And you can now call me Princess Leia. Last night I'm driving home with my child, who's a teenager now, and she says, Mom, when I move out, What are you going to do? I can't let her think my entire world revolves around her. On the other hand, I'm really glad that she doesn't know that on the day she moves out, I'm off for a week at Club Med with my new boyfriend, Rob Pattinson. Happy birthday, Chuck. Thank you all for having me.
You
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Catherine Shea. Whoa.
Hey,
Boy,
Catherine.
one of those jokes really layered there.
Oh, well, I even gave you the template for one that works, and you come up with just layered there. All right, it was funny. Okay, is that what you wanted to hear? Sorry.
Yes.
Good set. Thank you.
Catherine,
Didn't want it.
thank you for being here. Hope you can stick around. With any luck at all, your teenage daughter will spend the whole night out, and you'll be able to hang out with us after the show and chat for a while. Since you won't be preoccupied or anything. The next guy, he's a regular here at the open mic, and he's the best thing to come out of Toledo since, I don't know, Monroe Shocks. Please welcome, Jeffrey Burden.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
6 feet tall, and you're not Mike Burden.
Thank you so much, Mike. Great. It's a great time. I love it here. And I was thinking about, I'm smart. I'm kind of something of a smart ass. No, let me go back. I'm an aspiring smart ass. Okay. All right. But like my whole life, it seems like I've been an aspiring smart ass. So I thought, let's talk about some smart ass stories tonight. Right. And I remember my mom, she told me the story how when I was a baby, small, little tot, what have you, that she would give me the food off her plate. And my dad would say, Kathy, that's my mom's name. Not my dad's name. He would go, Kathy, he's got to learn what is his is his, what's yours is yours, And, but he took off shortly after that, so it wasn't a problem. There's no problem for him anymore. It's not a problem. He doesn't worry about it. It doesn't worry about it, Yeah. Oh, I screwed that one up. That's okay. We move on. Sometimes, like growing up, my mother would say to me, "I'm calling your father," and I'd be misbehaving, whatnot, or avoiding her shit rules, and it'd be like, which father are we talking about, Mom? The one who had his own son murdered to deliver me from all of my sins? Because I'm covered. If that's what you're talking about, I'm covered. No, she was referring to my dad. But, it's like, I don't know. I was terrified of my father disciplining me, right? It's just terrified. But, yeah, I talked to him like 4 times a year. He didn't care if I ate, So he wasn't going to drive 10 hours to force me to be agreeable with my mother, I don't know. Sometimes I just wanted to say to my mom, he's probably fucking another woman right now, Mom. So you're not going to get a hold of him. You're not going to reach him. It's not. No. All right.
It's crazy you had problems with your mom. Just saying.
Oh,
Possibly a little less hostile might have worked.
my dad would say things to me. He'd give me his take, on what have you, on whatever. He'd go, "Women are a dime a dozen, Jeffrey," and I'd be a kid, and I'm like, what does that mean? Because I couldn't believe my mom cost 8 cents. I can't believe that. That's not no. Simple math there I'm doing. All right, we'll work on that bit. I do sound like my father. I do occasionally. The other day, my grandson was eating a sweet, too many sweets. And I said, all right, you get a cavity. It's your own fault. And your mom's dentist bill. Okay. All right. I'm not taking care of that. All right. Yeah, I'm crushing it. Bam. God, I'm ready to sell out Madison Square Garden. I say it now. My grandson, he's starting to sound like me, right? I mean, I wanted to borrow a blanket that was right next to him, and he said, "You're not getting the fucking blanket."
Ah!
We'll see how far. We'll see how far that'll get him. Because I'm gonna take his fucking sweets from him. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. All right. Yes. My wife thinks I should drink coffee on a regular basis
Yeah.
because she said if I quit drinking coffee, I might be a dick. All right. That's what she said. Okay. She wanted me to go on a date with her yesterday, and with her friend and her friend's husband. I'm like, no, I don't want to go. It sounds so unfun. And she's like, well, it was unfun installing a garage door opener, but I wanted you to be able to get in the garage. I said, yes, but now if I leave and someone else rents the house, there's a working garage door. She said, you're a dick. I said, hey, I had coffee. Okay. All right. Your theory doesn't work. All right. All right, everybody. My name is Jeffrey Burton II. You all have been lovely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Woo!
That's funny. That's stuff
Cheers.
about your dad. He was a caring man. And what he cared about was blankets, sadly for you.
Oh.
Oh, stop it. No.
You should give him one more round of applause. Why? It's more time that we don't talk about Sid.
Oh man. Ouch.
That was called for. You know, I didn't ask to be born, and now everybody has to pay. So anyway, tonight's round robin is the best or the worst gift you can imagine for Chuck Roy.
Mhm.
Mm.
And as always, the round robin is brought to you by Round Robin Real Estate, known for plus size sales figures.
So it's Chuck's birthday tonight, and
Oh.
hey, when is APR month?
April.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I was willing to forego that joke today, and I'm glad you just decided to breathe new life into it. Worst gift for me, Mike. I appreciate the thought, but wicker furniture.
No,
Oh, that's gonna break. That's the worst gift for me.
yeah,
Best gift for me would be an elevator ride with Florence Henderson, Catherine Shea. That's amazing.
All right.
yeah. I'll tell you who you don't want to get with.
Yeah.
Faye Dunaway, because she does not look like Faye Dunaway. She looks like somebody took Tussauds Museum wax figure of Faye Dunaway and then just hit it with a baseball bat about 50 times. And this is after enough, probably plastic surgery to float the national debt. So just so you know, it's not all Skittles and beer riding in an elevator with celebrities. Going to the fertility specialist with my wife because I figured, I got to stop inseminating these strangers. And we opened the door and get this guy getting out of the elevator. It's Ed McMahon from the Johnny Carson show. Ordinarily, if you're going to name drop, you don't name drop the sidekick, you name drop the so funny is
Doc Severin's can jump out too.
Which is why everyone name drops me.
What?
Opposed to you, my sidekick.
Oh, I'm the sidekick.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Uh-huh.
No, Alan. No. You know what? I have class with a capital K, and I am not gonna get into
The capital KKK? Is that what you said?
No,
I couldn't hear.
that was months ago. I quit.
You have perfectly derailed this round robin from the top.
Yeah, what happened to?
Are you kidding me? I'm giving you the best gift right now.
Oh, is that what that was?
Right.
Awkward silence would probably be a better gift.
I gave up racism for you, Chuck. Don't
Thank you.
Tear to his eye.
how hard it is for a white guy from Michigan to give up racism? I'll tell you.
Right.
How hard is it?
Right.
Harder than finding a black man with a job. That's how hard it is.
Right.
Oh, wow.
It's racism.
Wow.
It fit the program.
Hey, for this Christmas, do you think you'll believe some election results?
Hey, what's the best gift for Chuck Roy? Does Bruce, do you have any great gifts for Chuck Roy?
I have a great gift for Chuck Roy. It's actually a gift certificate to the 99-cent store.
Hello.
Because Chuck told me he's on a diet. They have a great product there. They have 999 island salad dressing.
Sid Bishnu. Sid, do you have any gifts for a youngster like Chuck Roy?
Yes, of course. Chuck, I have this amazing gift for you, and this will remind you of your childhood, maybe, and you can take great photos with it. So I got you a rock and a chisel. There you go. You
Thank
can click selfies now.
Right.
He used to do his homework with one of those.
Right. I write those kind of jokes when I'm stoned.
No!
Alan,
Don't take it for granted. It's a gift.
thank you.
Yeah, I heard one of the worst jokes. I've already just killed myself. One of the worst gifts for you was this naked, gorgeous woman jumping out of a huge birthday cake, forcing you to have sex with her, and then she won't let you eat the cake.
Right. That is absolutely the worst.
Chuck wakes up 3 nights a week. He wakes up in a cold sweat from that dream. What do you mean I can't touch this?
Is that real whipped cream?
A good gift for me is a homeless twink, because you can nail them all night, and then when you walk them to the door, you've walked them home.
Oh.
Very romantic.
That's true. I think that a great gift for you would be a gym teaching job at a middle school.
Jesus.
Your dream come true.
And not the swimming teacher job in my high school.
Right.
Yeah.
And, I've never said it before, but when I was in 7th grade, I had to take a naked swimming class too. It was the worst experience of my life.
Wow, that's weird.
Right. What a strange way to teach home ec.
Or electric class.
Whoa.
Or soldering.
You betcha.
Soldering.
Yes, soldering. We had naked soldering class.
Ouch.
Yeah, it must have been your delivery, Mike, because when I said it, people didn't laugh.
Well,
I heard another bad gift for Chuck was
I was not trying to tell the joke as my own. I was trying to make sure your joke was heard because people were laughing at the previous joke.
Let us know when you tell one of those jokes,
Your
Mike.
deliveries.
man. Ow.
Alan.
Yeah, I heard another bad gift for you was a bear.
Yeah.
An actual bear.
Either or,
An actual bear.
I happen to be the fattest, hairiest guy in my bed, by far.
This is a good and bad gift for you. Gladys's phone number.
Wow. Right. I finally connect with her about that payroll issue.
Bad gift for you would be us giving Gladys your phone number.
Right.
Oh.
You're calling in sick every week.
Yeah. How about a personalized branding iron? You still looking for one?
Yes. I do have my riding crop. I think we've exhausted this topic, I think.
You've got some great gifts out of it.
Except for Mike got me a great derailleur. That'll go well with my railroad. We have more comedians coming up and some stuff to give away and such. Great job on the round robin, everybody. I think
There's your birthday present right there.
winner of the round robin gets to choose from one of 8 slices of beef. We'll give those to Sid.
And considering there's 9 there, it's even better.
Right. That's yeah. So we'll give those to Sid, and then that's Now, I guess you should also have a salad.
Of course.
Nothing is better with beef than salad.
Right? You get the
Don't
salad.
forget to put your
awesome
dressing on
salad.
there. So.
These actually are what some of the January 6th rioters found on the Republican side of the House. In the closet of most of the Southern Congressmen.
Right. Mike, we speak eloquently about some charities to try and highlight their good work during our show. A charity that's close to you, and I enjoy the shows. Would you tell us briefly about Magic Moments, my friend?
I certainly will. MagicMomentsInc.org is an organization that puts, that's the website of the organization. The actual organization is Magic Moments. And they put on a show every year that is a full-length musical, which has 40 songs in it, all of which are either ASCAP or BMI licensed songs. So the music of every single song is a Maserati. The lyrics have been repurposed for the story of the show. For the last 3 or 4 years, I've been writing the show. And the unique thing about the theater is that it's a large cast production that is special needs friendly. So when I say large cast, I mean large cast. There's between 150 and 200 people in the cast every year. They range in age from 4 to the last time we did a show, the oldest person in the show was 80. And the people who have special need who are in the show, which is usually about 30% of the people in it, have special needs ranging from almost not noticeable to severely impacted. And the amazing thing about the group is they find a way to use everybody meaningfully in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And for the last 3 or 4 years, I've been co-writing with some other people connected with the organization, the musical, and it's been a lot of fun. And as Chuck will attest, the shows are very good. They're very good on an absolute level, and they are amazing when you consider who's in them.
Right. Yeah. A wonderful show.
How they're used.
And you're right. It's theatrically, it's a really engaging performance. So I'm glad you spoke about Magic Moments, Mike. We did a good thing this weekend, Mike. We raised money for Elevating Connections.
Woohoo!
That's a charity that they do programs for youth who are separated by the foster care system from their siblings. We also dropped off a check for some corporate event fees, which was enough for another workshop. So it's a good thing we do. If you purchase a ticket, we donate 10% to Elevating Connections. And if you purchase an event, which are getting expensive, you can help us donate to Elevating Connections. And you can find out more about us on Anchor FM. Search my name, Chuck Roy, and you can hear our podcast, the podcast edition of the Open Mic Comedy Show. We're also on the Spotify, and you can find all of that on our Linktree. Mike, if a Linktree falls in the woods, does anybody sign up for it? It's a Linktree joke that I just continue to keep making.
Yeah.
No matter who laughs. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get all of our cool shows. And we should thank our VIP customers, including Brian Haynes. So welcome, Brian. I upgraded you to the VIP section, and you have some really cool toys and gifts, including this guy doing a yoga pose. That's next time you want to do yoga, you got somebody already doing it for you. So good job there. And also got you a little piece of birthday cake. So enjoy that up in the VIP section. You get, and thought we'd go to Chuck E. Cheese's. So enjoy a trip to Chuck E. Cheese's, as well as there's a nice wood-fired pizza. We went elsewhere for the pizza, and to help you out with the pizza, we also got you a salad. Of course, a delicious salad. Got to have a delicious salad from Chef Mark Scapone. He's in charge of our whole virtual events team. He does a great job.
Romaine around the show all night.
Right. Let us pray. He's in the kitchen. Our general admission viewers include people watching on YouTube or listening on the Spotify, and we got some sweet Chucks, some Chuck Taylors. Those are virtually yours. It's no matter what, it's the right size. I'll tell you that. So enjoy the Chuck Taylors. And whereas the other guy's got a a whole Chuck E. Cheese. We got you Chuck E. Cheese coins, so you can play a game. That'll be very fun. And then this guy is not leaving as a general admission gift for about 5 weeks in a row. Not sure what he does other than,
That's Chuck's cousin, isn't it?
Chuck, are you really sure you're not sure what he does?
Well, I believe he works on his hand and arm strength for a particular reason. Thank you.
Looks like he's got quite a grip on that handle.
We also got you. Yes, thank you. And we also got you 2 slices of pizza. The other guy's got a Chuck E. Cheese, so general admission will get you a couple slices of pizza and a delicious salad. So I think those are all the gifts and treats, Mike. I think we've plugged the upcoming shows. Oh, there's next week's Make Gladys Laugh. We ought to tell people, so you can join us. And before the show, we make Gladys laugh. And next week's topic is Gladys's favorite perfume. So that'll be fun. Make some jokes about what you think is Gladys's favorite perfume. And you just saw the round robin, so you see how we do it. And next week's topic is funny CB radio handles. That's going to be really fun, Mike. So I think that's us. Without further ado, we should bring it right back to the Open Mic Comedy Show with more funny comedians and your host, Mr. Mike Langworthy.
Thank you so very, very much, Chuck. And I mean that sincerely. You can tell by the complete insincerity in my voice. It's a problem that I have. I have the curse of apparent insincerity. I could be saying anything and people would think I was not meaning it. Mostly they'd be right, so that's a smart bet, but it's not always true. In this case, I actually mean it. Chuck is doing a great job. And our next performer will be doing a great job too. Hey, he came to the show just to support Elevating Connections over the weekend. And I didn't get a chance to say goodbye. Unless, of course, he was trying to get out before I had a chance to say goodbye. Which I can totally understand. I have that kind of self-image. That's my worldview. So anyway, I like him, and regardless of, whether he just pays lip service to liking me. Hey, speaking of lip service, Chuck. Oh, never mind. Welcome to Vijayaraghavan.
Sukumar.
Vijayaraghavan.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. So I believe Coloradans have a very inflated opinion of what weed can do. I mean, the other day, somebody told me that if only Hitler had smoked weed, we wouldn't have had the Holocaust. That's ridiculous. As if weed could cure a social psychopath. Now, if that were true, how do you explain Pol Pot? Well, I thought that would be funny, but not to be confused with a pot poll, which is just a survey. So growing up, I never fooled around, not because I was shy or anything, but I was deathly afraid of catching a disease. I was constantly reminded of what Julius Caesar said, veni, vici, vidi. So though accurately it should have been vici, veni, vidi, because you can't come before you score. Okay, so that was my recent addition, I guess. So one of the things about me is that I also am extremely hypochondriac, an extreme hypochondriac, and also extremely paranoid, which basically means that I keep looking at the web to see what diseases I have, but I don't believe in anything I read. In fact, I often think that they're trying to give me the disease. Like last month, I was sure that I had diabetes, and so I went to the National Diabetes Association website, and the first thing when I clicked on it, it said you have to accept cookies, and and I said I can't do that if I'm diabetic. So one of the positive things that happened to me before the pandemic was I got this email from this producer in Hollywood asking me if I could fly over to LA to shoot a pilot. Surprisingly, I got an identical email a week later from Al Qaeda. So as I mentioned before, a couple of months ago, I was at the ICU, and I figured that almost dying is worth it if I get a 5-minute set out of it. So I've been trying to write this and try to make it funny. So here goes. So first thing I went was for a very trivial thing, and I had 2 kidney stones, and I didn't realize that the hospital has 1 stone per person per visit policy. So they removed 1 stone and left the other one inside, and told me to come back 2 weeks later. In the meantime, the doctor said, "No, we'll put you on a catheter." Now, I don't know if you guys have seen a catheter, but it's huge. It's about this size. I don't know if you can see this. And it's horrifying if you think about where it has got to go, So one of the things you are really thankful for is that the word boner is just an expression. It's all soft tissue. So, but something funny happened. But as the nurse was putting in the catheter, she said something that both made me proud and extremely uncomfortable at the same time. So as she was pushing the catheter in, she said, "You do stand up, right? I saw you at the Irish Snug." So part of me was extremely kicked because nobody ever recognizes me outside. But then I started wondering, why did she wait till she pulled down my pants to recognize me? And I know that I did do a set on my penis, but if that was what she was basing it on, I must have done a brilliant job on the set. So I'll stop there. Thanks.
Ramming that comedy home. If I may. I simply, whatever. Okay. Every once in a while, you see a comedian and you just know that they're destined for great things. And that happened to me a few times when I was doing comedy in New York in the 80s. And every time I get a chance to introduce one of them, I am just absolutely thrilled. And while we're waiting for that guy to come in, I'd like to introduce
Oh, man.
Alan Enlow, who I've known since the 80s and who is as funny as he's ever been.
Give it up for Alan, everybody.
How did I not see that? How did I not see that coming? How did I not see that coming? So, Sukumar, I was very glad that you brought up that phrase, Vini Vidi Vici, because I live in Brooklyn and those guys live right next door to me. And they're always busting my balls. Anyway. So welcome to the End of the Earth show, because we know that it's going to end soon, folks. I mean, do you notice that Mother Earth is in a pretty pissed off mood lately?
Yeah.
I mean, on top of the climate change, I think she's been having her period, 3rd time of the month. And, if she could talk, I imagine she would pretty much sound like a female Joe Pesci. It's like, hey, what am I, a mushroom cloud? I amuse you? Yeah, go ahead. Keep fucking with me. I'm going to stick a fire up your ass in California. I'm going to flood you Nazi bastards in Germany. Then I'm going to send you your room with COVID in Miami. Then I'm going to collapse a fucking building on your head. That's right. Yeah, Bezos and Branson had the right idea. They got in that penis thing and they got the fuck off my lawn. That's a character in search of a punchline. Anyway, so
I think
hey, I'm so pissed off. I don't even have a fucking punchline. All right. Anyway, but here in the States, I think this might be the last time we're going to be able to vote as well, because of the end of the earth, and also they're just making so many restrictions on voting. And if Trump gets in there again, 45 gets in there again, there's just going to be one ballot. That's right. This is called rank voting. This is a rank ballot. In fact, it smells pretty rank. In fact, there's only 3 people on this ballot. It's me, Don Jr., and my sperm. And the nice thing about it is, if you vote for my sperm, any one of the 50 women I inseminated, those kids can be president. That's right. Oh, except for Eric, because he was a miscarriage. Yeah. Well, actually, he's not actually a miscarriage. He fell out of the carriage and we missed him. So, that's what happened. So I am in a mixed marriage myself. I'm married to a Jewish woman, and I was raised Southern Baptist. And it's great because whenever my wife feels guilty, I can heal her. That's terrific. She does talk a little loud at times. She has one line that she constantly says to me: "Don't make the face. You're making the face again. Don't make the face." I'm not sure what face that is, but whatever it is, it's the wrong one. And usually I make an about face, and that's the one she doesn't like. But she, like I say, she does tend to be loud. But I like that, especially when it's outside, because there's a lot of millennial muggers in my neighborhood, and they're like, "Oh my God, quick, we got to get out of here. Forget the purse. Let's find a safe space." One thing I learned, though, is never get into an argument with your wife in the car, because it never ends well. There's no escape. You're trapped. And as soon as I put my foot on the gas, she starts yelling at me, and then I start making the face, and she yells at me again. "I told you to stop making the face." And I'm so flustered when I drive, I yell back at her. I was like, "Excuse me, you don't make the face." I'm not talking to you, honey. I'm talking about the guy in the car next to us. Stop making the face. Mind your own business. I am harboring a little bit of anger towards my wife because a couple of years ago, she got a breast reduction. And I know it's not politically correct, but I am a breast man. And I don't think that's just biological. There's nothing I can do about that. In fact, there are many breast men throughout history. Shakespeare was a breast man. To be or not to be, I prefer triple B. Beethoven, not many people know this, but the Fifth Symphony actually had lyrics originally. "I like big tits. I like big tits." Not funny, but true. In
fact,
I'm actually in a developmental deal right now with Warner Brothers inside my head. It's a new superhero called Breast Man. That's right, I'm Breast Man. Am I Breast Man because I have big breasts or because I like big breasts? The answer is both. And that's how I fight crime. I expose myself when the criminals are so stunned, they call 911 themselves.
That joke
Must be the delay in the Zoom. That's why there's the laughing.
That's what it is, Alan.
Yeah, but my Ike. All right, I got to get off here. Let me couple of quick a couple of quick impressions. This is Louis Armstrong meeting Salvador Dali. "Hello, Dali. Well, hello." And I'm going to end with Gilbert Gottfried checking out a book at the library. "I am whispering. What are you talking about? Stop shushing me. I don't mind if you shush me, but I don't like the shushing. 2 Jews shushed into a bar. The bartender made them clean it up because there was spittle everywhere. F-whack." That's it for me.
Nice.
Thank you. I actually went overtime for that joke.
You're great. Alan Enlow.
Did not go overtime.
Oh, he didn't. Okay.
An extra
It
minute
just felt like it.
No, see, the negative stuff isn't going to work with me.
Sorry. Well, we can edit that out later, right? We can edit it out later.
Oh yeah, I do a lot of post-production on these.
Oh, this is live? Shit.
We'll fix. Yeah, that's the thing. But anyway, you get an extra minute for every insulting remark I make about you. So you're actually
Ooh.
performing till next Monday.
Boo-hoo.
That's what I'm saying. See what I mean? Is there's a lot of. Oh, never mind. So.
All right.
I don't know if anybody here has not seen our next performer. If you have, you're gonna love him again. If you haven't, it's going to be a real wonderful experience for you. Please welcome our favorite Zoom call cowboy, Bronco Brad.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Mike. Well, what a nice boy Mike is. Yes, indeed, indeed. Hey, boys and girls, I'm here relaxing in my favorite studio here, getting ready for the Bronco Bread Dang Tootin' Good Time Show. So if you're ready, let's grab up our Bronco Bread wooden clackers and clack along to our special summer theme song.
Yay.
Well, we're galloping along in the summer breeze. Tickle our feet in the ocean. Cover your boo with suntan lotion. Galloping along, drinking herbal tea. Let's sit inside, enjoy the ride, and turn up the AC. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Well, if you boys and girls are ready to get started, let's get going. You know, I always like to start our show with our science corner and my little buddy Wally, the happy talking neutrino. Hi, Wally. Hey, Wally, what are you smoking there, boy? It's an herbal cigarette, Bronco Bread. Really? It's hemp. Wow. It doesn't really smell too potent. Well, Bronco Bread, I always like to break the laws of physics, but I don't necessarily want to break the FCC laws. Okay, boy. Well, that's pretty safe then, there, boy. Okay. Yeah. Hey, what's happening in your world today, there, Wally? Well, Bronco Bread, I've got a new diet plan that I'd like to tell all the boys and girls about. Oh, sure. Go right ahead there, little buddy. It's the Nutraflex plan, and I've got my own theme song. Oh, I'm a loser, baby. I lost 4 pounds in 9 days, so you probably want to kill me. Well, that's a dang darn good theme song there, Wally. Thanks, Bronco Bread. Well, we got to get going, little buddy, so say goodnight. Good night. Yeah, well, that little buddy Wally, he sure is something, ain't he? Hey, boys and girls, now it's time for another made-up tale of the Old West. Yes, indeed. Got a nice one here for you. This one here is for all you boys and girls and moms and dads who like to donate blood. You sure like to donate blood, don't you?
Yay.
Yes, sure do. And you know, way out west, way out in the prairies, there's an old cowhand that has his own blood bank for all the times people get plugged and need kind of blood. Yes, it's Roger the Blood Bank Cowboy. Listen up all about it. Well, out in the cold desert, full of sand and mud, you'll find a place way out in the prairies where a cowpoke can get some blood. Yes, if you sit back, you can listen to that old cowhand as he picks up his fake guitar and says, I got no positive, negatives chilling in my blood bank. I got the A and the B and the A and B too right here in my blood bank. And all the cowpokes would say, hey, Roger, what do you aim to do to us if we stop by here, yar blood bank? And he'd say, oh, I'm going to stick a little needle in your arm, and then I'm going to set you loose with a handful of sugar cookies and a big glass of orange juice.
Yeah.
Yes, you know, sometimes you're riding out on the prairie and you can hear the desert wind and you can hear the old cowpoke singing again. I got O positive, O negative, chilling plasma in the chilling tank. I got the A and the B and the A and B too right here in my blood bank. Yes, that's a made-up tale of the Old West. Yes, indeed. Okay. Well, now, boys and girls, it's time now for something really interesting. You know, I get a lot of nice letters from all you folks asking, hey, Bronco Brad, do you think you can tell us how to memorize the square root of pi? Yes, indeed. You know, there's so many dang darn long numbers in the square root of pi. It's just so hard to memorize, ain't it? Yes, indeed. That's why I wrote a special song here to help you memorize all those long numbers. It's called the Square Root of Pi Song. Well, one is the loneliest number, sung by Three Dog Night, I think. And 7 is for Seagram 7, which is a whiskey that you kids shouldn't drink. And 7 is for the seventh seal, directed by Egmar Bergman. And 2 is the number of beers you can have in a polite social occasion. And 4 is the number of fingers you'd have if one gets caught by a horse. And 5 is the number of Beatles, if you include Pete Best, of course. Well, there now, boys and girls, you can memorize that. Yes, and you can go work your way up to an MBA like our friend Chuck. Yes,
Oh, easy as pie.
well, that's it for the Bronco Brad Dang Tootin' Good Time Show. Sure hope you had a darn good time. Until next time, boys and girls. Well, we've got longer days and shorter nights, watching the sky for those gamma ray lights. It's time to make veggie dip with fresh artichoke. So good night, you little cowpokes. Good night, cowpokes.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah. Nothing says the Old West like chips and salsa. Artichoke dip. You know, they really roughed it out there on the plains. There were
Chips
some
and salsa, wasn't that the name of your comedy duo?
what, Roughing It?
Oh.
That was my name on Grindr.
Mhm.
Old days, Alan can back me up on that. You could tell that what I just said, you could say that at a place like Catch a Rising Star, and someone would stop you on the way out of the room to tell you, hey, wait a minute. I knew a Grindr handle joke. You can't do
Wait, Mike, did you say Catch Rising Star?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're wearing that shirt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Catch a
Max
Rising
Dolcelli sent that to me for my
Did
birthday.
he really? God.
Yeah.
damn.
Yep.
I can't remember if Max Dolcelli was he the guy that did Time and was like a self-appointed doorman for a long time? Because there was a guy named Max at Catch who had done prison time. This is true.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. No, that Max is a different guy. I know who you're talking about. He was a big guy. Yeah.
This Max had a ring that was made out of a glass eye, if you remember that. And
Oh, wow.
he just hung out at the bar and appointed himself the doorman for Catch for many years. And
I know who you're talking about. That's different guy though. Yeah.
I met him and talked
that
to him.
guy.
Max Dolcelli was a comic, right? Yeah, I forgot about it. Anyway.
Yes.
So this Max guy hung out and he knew everybody and he'd known everybody and everybody knew he'd been in prison. And I asked him, why were you in prison? He said, well, you know, I made a lot of bad choices when I was a young guy. And it was a long time ago. And and I said, oh, well, what were you in for? He said, manslaughter. I said, oh, really? Did you do it? What do you mean, did I do it? I said, what, you know, did you kill the guy? And he goes, well, not that guy. Let's just say
Wow.
I deserved to be there.
Wow.
Wow.
Hey,
Yeah.
note to self, never piss off Max.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a little story about the olden days That's almost old enough to be one of Bronco Brad's Western songs. That's how long ago that was. But I'm so old, I met my wife in person. That's how old I am.
Whoa. How did that work?
You know what? I try to explain it to the kids today. They don't even know what you're talking about, Alan. They don't even know what you're talking about. So that's our little chauvinistic show tonight. I want to thank all the comedians, as is my usual want at the end of these shows. I'm very grateful for these shows. Chuck does a great job of promoting them and producing them, and all but one of you was really, really funny tonight.
Oh, man. Wow.
And you figure what's fun.
Is that next week's game?
Next week's Make Gladys Laugh.
It wasn't funny.
Topic is, I meant you, Ed. I'm kidding. Come on. Come on.
Wow.
Why would I even say something like that, for God's sakes?
Wow.
Because I'm a psychopath, sociopath. Anyway, Sukumar is great.
Take care, Sukumar. Feel good.
Yeah, see you guys.
Wonderful. Alan was wonderful. I guess we have our one last thing, which would be to make a. By the way, I want to direct everybody to the chat where Sid has put in all of his follows, his Instagram and his Facebook.
Thank you, Mike.
And he even has a Twitter handle. So it's too bad he's not in Israel, because then I could say it's a Twitter handle, but it leads from right to left. Okay, never mind. He's not. So anyway, everybody's great. We have one last task, do we not?
Yeah, we better wait. Thanks for remembering.
A little tradition we're starting here. Oh, I'm sorry, Sukumar. You gotta go. Do you have to stay long enough so that you can make your funny face for the photograph?
Silly photo. Let's all wave bye to Sukumar for a silly photo.
Let's put your thing on the gallery.
1, 2, 3.